Welcome to this talking about the very important topic on relationship stages. Just want to remind us that we are discussing this because relationships go through stages, relationships grow, our love grows, our love changes or adjusts, and our dating or marriage relationship evolves and goes through changes, and these changes are normal. So I talked about the previous two stages, the dream and the drama, and I want to interest you to go and look at the previous teaching. I will not repeat much of it, but I ended it at the drama stage where we are into utmost shock of the person that we thought was an angel or our dream person seems to have changed. If you survive the second stage, which I encouraged you to do, I ended with a message of please don't quit. Don't die at this stage. I've been encouraging you to always view this conversation from the perspective of a child growing and not stagnating. I was getting stunted, but growing. So even your relationship goes through that kind of a cycle where you don't stagnate, you don't get stunted, but you grow and improve and look at life differently. I must also remind us that the marriage or relationship or intimate relationship platform is one of those platforms that help us to mature. And of course, maturity is about getting over ourselves, right? Because immaturity is, by the way, about self-centeredness. But we are able to accommodate another person in our lives and are able to look at life broader outside of ourselves. So these relationship stages are important, and I want to encourage you, make sure you go through the full cycle. There is light at the end, and there is excitement. If you make it up to the fourth stage, you're really good and you'll enjoy, as I'm going to tell you. Stage 3 is the discovery stage. Discovery stage is the most crucial and important phase of a relationship. It's extremely important, discovery. Why is it important? It helps us to get the real view of the person that we are dealing with. And it is extremely essential. We are able to, if you wish, we are forced to come face to face with the reality of who we are and who the person we are dating or married to is. This is important. For those who are dating, I want to encourage you, it is okay to know details. It's okay to not get into denial, hoping that the things you saw were not real. It's okay to face things and say, oh, really? This is what it is. Oh, actually, this person, their grandfather or their father was a witch. It's okay. It's okay to know that. And then that helps you to make a decision. It's okay to know their past. But also, as I've told you, it is a discovery stage also for us, because we are able to discover who we are in terms of how we face different situations. You remember I told you that our test of maturity is in the way we get away from ourselves, is in the way we view the world broader from our small, skewed little perspective. So we also discover who we are, how we deal with issues, how we deal with different situations. But it is a discovery stage of the person that you're in a relationship with. Now, I want to encourage you that in this stage, the more open and honest we are, the faster the discovery process may go. I was encouraging people in the previous session that please avoid being a fake. Don't fake it. Be real. If you're going to enjoy a healthy relationship, just be real. Don't be ashamed of your weaknesses. We are all a pack of weaknesses and pluses, and it is okay. You only get to improve, what we call life improvement. We improve to the level to which we accept ourselves and our weaknesses. If you don't embrace an area where you need to improve, you'll never be better. So in this stage, I want to encourage people, please be real. If you're struggling with an issue, be real. That helps the person that is living with you to know how to support you, not to run away from you. And even if they run away from you if you're dating, that's probably not the person you're supposed to be with. Because in any case, if you marry, they would not be able to support you. And it's better that a relationship ends here than in divorce later on. So it is okay for us not to be fake. Please don't fake it. I hear people say, fake it until you make it. Please don't do. Just be real, face yourself. Embrace your good points and be okay. So be open, be honest. Honesty, openness are great ingredients for good relationships. And it's also healthy for you not to live on pressure, trying to, there's nothing as complicated as a life of cover-up. Don't cover up things, just be real. Also, I encourage individuals at this stage to be very diligent in getting to know one another. And if unmarried, you should not get distracted by premature sex or by enmeshing your lives too soon. Because if you haven't discovered someone, never deeply bond with someone you don't know. Never bond with a stranger. I think I've mentioned it in one of my sessions. Please don't go intimate yet, right? Because that clouds your judgment. I've told you that the moment you get into premature sex, you're going to have your judgment affected. You get emotional. You're going to be making decisions on the basis of emotions. And I'm sure when I say this, some people are saying, what do you mean? Because I'm aware that some people, they meet once, the next time they are into, they've moved in, they have sex, and then they are moving, and then they realize that the person is not the right person, then they move on. Please don't do that. You can do better. When we talk about making decisions for marriage, it's a process. Do what we call due diligence. It's more of a business thing. You can't just get into a business you've had or whatever you've seen somebody do and you think you're going to succeed. If we're going to make good decisions for marriage, it has to follow a certain stable procedure. And so you need to do due diligence, get to know this person, get to know their past, get to know their family, get to know this. Because when we marry someone, we marry the whole of them. And I've heard some people say, I just married one person and that's okay, I don't want to know. No, you don't want to marry just an individual. You marry them with everything around them. Because all those things have an effect on your relationship. So it's better you know them and you make a decision based on what you have established. Key advice for this stage, I guess I've already mentioned some of them. I encourage people to be real. Be real. Don't be fake. This will help you to experience the full benefits of this stage. If you fake it and discovery is halfway, you're not going to really benefit much and you're going to struggle. That's why most relationships don't make it through certain stages. Number 2, accept differences. Accept that we are different. Accept personality differences. Accept differences in character. As I've already mentioned, we marry people who are different from us. So please accept that. Accept that men and women are different. I'm going to be running a separate session on the differences between men and women because those are the differences that are killing us. Women marry men and they think they want them to behave like women. Men marry women and they think they've married another man. You need to know that we behave differently and our characters are different, our personalities are different, our family backgrounds are different. Please accept one another if you're to survive this stage. Number 3, avoid comparisons. Okay? Once you discover someone, then you wish they were like your dad, or wish they were like your mom. Or we try to impose our spouses on certain templates. avoid that. Allow someone to be who they are. You have discovered them, you have known them. Stop comparing them with other people. Those people you're comparing them with, you don't know them. So accept the person as they are, embrace the challenge or the responsibility of supporting them, whether through prayer, whether inspiration, whether encouragement, whatever it is, just to know. But avoid comparisons. Number 4, be ready to support rather than change. I'm not going to labor this, I've explained it already. Support, don't try to change, it will exhaust you. And finally, accept your ministry. Relationships are a huge ministry. When we get into somebody's life, we are there to do ministry. So if you're married, ask God to give you the grace to be a blessing to that person, to make them better. And ultimately, I have mentioned that when we marry 3 persons in one. The person you thought you knew, the person that they really are, and the third person is the person they really become because of you. So ask yourself, what kind of person are they because of me? The last stage is stage number 4. This is the final stage. And I hope you who are listening, you have made it, or you have made a decision to make it up to the last stage. I really want to encourage you to do that. We can all do that. We can make it up to the last stage. The last stage of a relationship is called depth, or stability, or commitment. That's a stage where we have already gone through the 3 stages. We've already come through the drama. We have discovered, and now here we are at this stage. I have to warn you, though, that very few couples make it to this stage. Very few relationships make it to this stage. That's why when I talk about this, having spoken into so many people's lives, especially the unmarried, they have broken. But some of them, they are in the 6th, 10th relationship. But I hope this information I've shared will help you. 4th stage, even the married, very few make it there. Most are stuck on drama stage, or they are still, if they make it through drama stage, they are at discovery stage, and they are stuck because it is possible to. And I'm hoping that with this information, most of us or all of us can make it to this stage. Again, it is important for both the unmarried, those who are dating, because it is at this stage that you make commitment. You have moved, you have gone through the drama, you have discovered the person. Now at this stage, if you're able to settle and make a decision and say, this is the person I'm marrying. But even for us who are married, it is an important stage, because by this time, couples have progressed through the past 3 stages of love, and they have gone through all this. They have come to a place where they are ready to invest every thought, invest every emotion, invest in making our relationships work. This is a stage where we are more peaceful, we are more comfortable, we have accepted the person at this. It is a stage of mature and sustainable love. Not one that is threatening, not one where you're saying, if you don't do this, I'm going back. No, at this stage you have already settled. And I have to remind us that it's not more of the years in marriage or in a relationship, it's more of a mental outlook. It is more of a mindset. It is more of an attitude. Okay? So it's a stage where we are more mature and we are accepting, we have accommodated someone else, we have chosen to be with our partners fully aware and accepting their flaws, right? We are not trying to change them to be happy. No, we still can pray for them and inspire them, but we are not threatened if their flaws last an extra day. And it is a stage where you have a vision for the future together. I must tell you that in the previous sessions, especially the drama stage, people are not so sure whether they need, that's where people start hiding money. They are not so sure whether they need to invest in this relationship further. But here, you have already settled, you have already made a decision, and you have a vision for the future. Whether you're on the same page in terms of a vision, you're not worried about that. As an individual, you have already made a decision, you're going forward. My final word in all this is that love relationships go through a development process. That's what I've been explaining. I must remind us that love relationships go through a development process. They are not static. They are not stunted. They grow, they change. Because just imagine all the dynamics that come in. If you are alone, there is a way you're managing. But when you get a child or you get children, and so many things change, and jobs and loss of jobs and all these things, so many things happen. And so we can't just move and say, we no longer love each other. Love is sustained by how we relate, how we support each other, how we manage day-to-day challenges. That's how love gets sustained. So we go through a development process, and I'm hoping that the information I've shared is important. Let me also remind you that whatever stage you are at, don't get weary. Don't get weary. Aim for the final stage, which is the fourth stage, where we all stabilize, enjoy each other, are ready to live with each other no matter what, and are going forward, not because our partners have become perfect, but because we have come to realize that we are imperfect too, and we live with imperfect people, and their imperfections are not a matter of life and death, and we can still go through a relationship. I want to remind us, friends, that relationships are important for us. Relationships fulfill our lives. I think I've mentioned in the previous sessions that relationships give us or supply our lives with fulfillment 90%. So you don't want to take it for granted. I want to ask us that it doesn't matter whether it's only you that seems to have got the point. Don't worry. One mature person in a relationship can help to hold it together until the other person gets inspired. So if you have gotten this information and it is helpful, don't try to untwist your partner to get it. Just make sure you inspire them. Don't run desperate because you're the only one empowered. Just make sure that you invest that knowledge in a relationship to make it better. Always aim to make your marriage work. Some of you who are married, please don't quit. Remember, every broken marriage is a broken generation, especially when you have children. So I encourage you, please don't just make your marriage disposable. We still can go through this process. And I love this quote that a great marriage is not where the perfect couple comes together. No, it is when an imperfect couple learns to enjoy their differences. So God bless you as you put to practice what we have shared. And always remember that if you need marriage counseling, my team and I are available to support you. Please use the contacts on the screen to reach out to us for support. Together we can make our families a better place.